So my biggest suggestion when going to these sites is use as broad of search terms as possible. So if you're looking up a Morant Silver Prism card, so instead of typing in Ja Morant 2019 Silver Prism rookie card, be very general. Morant Silver Prism, because that's going to pull up the most amount of results, which is, you don't want to miss any sales, because one sale could be crucial to the value of a card. If there's a couple sales that are way lower than the others, that could be an indicator that a card's heading downwards, and you don't want to miss those. So be as broad as possible.
What's happening, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, here with Eric, the $1 Million Man, the myth, the legend. I don't know what to call him, but he's been crushing it with baseball, basketball, and football cards for over 3 years now. You started in 2015, graduated from Rutgers Business School, moved from New Jersey to Miami. I think you're actually moving back now.
Yeah, I'm for the warm months, and then the cold months I'll be back here.
So he's been absolutely crushing it with cards. We've shot so many videos. And if you guys haven't already joined the free workshop, go to RaikenProfit.com/cards to learn about all different types of things, from getting started to grading cards to choosing rookie cards to sending them to companies such as PSA or Beck. We've covered so much stuff, but in this video right now, we're gonna talk about how to find the value of a sports card to sell online. Because when it comes to making money buying and selling sports cards, you've gotta be able to buy correctly, but you've also gotta know what the value of a card is. So if you're just going out blindly, and that's one thing that scares me about making these videos, is people are gonna watch them and just start buying and then get screwed. You've gotta know how to determine the value of a card. We talked about how to buy cards. We talked about how to source cards. Again, it's all in this workshop, RaikenProfit.com/cards. But let's talk about determining the value. What's your go-to, because we got a bunch of things we're gonna cover, but what's your go-to website or source for determining the value?
Okay, so number one, my biggest one I go to is 130point.com. So this is just a site where you can pull up recent eBay sales very quickly, and that's the best way to determine the market value of a card, what it's been selling for recently on eBay. That's what these sites do. Card Snoop does the same exact thing, except Card Snoop is a little shaky. It's better mobile, but once in a while they'll miss some sales, which could be crucial. So 130point is a little bit slower, but it picks up every sale. So these are the two big ones I use for determining the values of cards and looking at recent sales on eBay.
Are there any tips that you have when using these sites? Because, I don't know, do you mind picking up a random card out of your, we have a ton of cards that we brought over here today. But I just want to kind of give an example of there's all different types of cards. There's all different types of cards, and there's different, grades. This is a 9.5 Gem Mint. Some of them are what are they called? Refractors.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them might have an autograph, some might not have an autograph. Obviously the autograph might be off, or the centering might be off. There's so many factors when dealing with cards. When you go to these websites, Eric, can you input the different things that are gonna make up the value of a card when you go to these sites?
So my biggest suggestion when going to these sites is use as broad of search terms as possible. So if you're looking up Morant Silver Prism card, so what he just showed you. So instead of typing in Ja Morant 2019 Silver Prism rookie card, be very general. Morant Silver Prism, because that's going to pull up the most amount of results, which is, you don't want to miss any sales, because one sale could be crucial to the value of a card. If there's a couple sales that are way lower than the others, that could be an indicator that a card's heading downwards, and you don't want to miss those. So be as broad as possible. And it brings me to the next point. Not every single card is going to have sales. So a good example would be a gold refractor of a player. So a gold is numbered to 50. There's only 50 of them in the world.
You're not going to see any sales. People are probably just holding on to them.
Correct, because they're so rare. So you have to be able to use other sales and make a good guesstimate of what that current card's worth.
That sounds tough.
Yeah, it comes with a lot of experience, and for example, if you, I'm just gonna give you a quick example. I talk about it and really go into depth more in my mentorship program, and I teach you, just how to pinpoint what a card is worth. But a general example would be, a Wander Franco blue. Let's say a blue is selling for about $3,000, which it does at this moment, and you want to buy a gold, and there's no gold sales up. You can generally say a gold is worth in the somewhere ballpark of 2.5x of a blue. and then it'll be worth in the $7,000-8,000 ballpark. So knowing those multipliers is very crucial to determining the value of a card, and it goes in both ways, right? So if you have a card that has been selling, the blue's been selling for $3,000 consistently, and you see a gold sale for $8,000, but then after that gold sale, there's a bunch of blue sales for $2,000. That could be an indicator that the card is going downwards in value, and you might just be fooled by that one gold sale that happened a month ago. But within the course of the month, there could have been a bunch of things that happened that caused those blue sales to go down. So there's a lot that goes into it. Once again, I go very into depth about it in this workshop and in my program.
Awesome, yeah, and he does have a mentorship program. At the time of this video, he does have some availability. It's a very hands-on program. It's not like a course that he sells where he just sells the course and takes off. I'm actually in the program. He has personalized coaching, one-on-one. You're literally in the Facebook group and the forums, answering questions and whatnot. So when you do join this workshop, I'll give you a link to be able to jump on a call to see if it's a good fit for you or not. But I'm just letting you know, whenever you watch this video, it might not be available. So don't get pissed at me if it's not available at the time. Just giving you a heads up. What's the deal with raw to gem multipliers?
So raw to gem multipliers, so when you're buying a card raw, and let's say there's no raw sales, but there's only 9.5 sales, you have to know that generally you're gonna see about a 50 to 75% increase from raw to gem. So you could say, like, if the gems are doing $1,500, the raw is probably worth about $1,000. And just, it goes both ways. So, if you want to buy a raw, or if you want to buy a gem and there's only raw sales, you can know what to pay for the gem. So just knowing those multipliers back and forth, and raw to a BGS 10, there's raw to black label, there's raw to PSA 10. I go into depth in it more in this workshop, but yeah, just knowing all how the grading in the companies work compared to raw sales and 9.5s and 10s really helps you pinpoint a card's value.
And a lot of this might seem overwhelming to the beginner, and certainly myself as well, as I've been learning from you. It's very overwhelming at times. And a lot of us have been trained, right? I know a lot of you guys are watching my videos learning about selling books and selling clothing and eBay and stuff like that. And a lot of this stuff is a lot more simple. But what I've realized over time is when you get into a business model that's a lot more complicated, there's tons of different factors, it creates a really good opportunity. So there's not a lot of people doing exactly what Eric is teaching. Obviously, I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of people that are still doing it, but there's not like hundreds of thousands of people doing it like thrifting and garage sales. Not to say anything bad about it. I love it. I've taught my mom how to do it, so on and so forth. But I'm trying to kind of put this in a way where you want to reframe your mind. When you see something that seems a bit complicated and you're like, wow, there's all these different things, this is an opportunity. Once you master it, you go through the workshop, talk to Eric, you learn from us, you can make really good money. So I just want to kind of pre-frame you with that. Now, eBay sold listings. What are your thoughts when comparing like 130point.com and CardSnoop versus like, what I do in my business is I look at sold listings through eBay, but there's so many more variables in your business with cards. So what are your thoughts with the eBay sold listings?
So a lot of cards sell through or best offer on eBay. And when you're on eBay and you see a card sold for $2,000 or best offer, and there's a line going through the price, the sale price, you don't know what that offer was. It could have been $1,500, it could have been $1,800, it could have been $2,000, it could have been $1,000. And that's what these websites do. They tell you what that actual or best offer price, what it actually sold for.
Yeah. Cool. So hopefully this gave you a good beginner's understanding. We don't want to overwhelm you at first with too much information. If you want to learn more about finding the value of cards, how to get started, investing in minor league players, rookie cards, really a step-by-step tutorial in a sense, if you want to call it that, of like how to get started and move forward. Go to RaikenProfit.com/cards. And if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any ideas in terms of maybe questions you have or future videos that you want Eric and I to record, let us know in the comments. And we're planning on going live in the future, answering more questions, doing Q&A. So sign up not only for this workshop, but you're gonna get all the free videos and stuff and learn about his mentorship. But when we go live, we're gonna send you guys a private, personalized link to be able to join. So, brother, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to talking to you guys in the next video. Peace.